Peace to all aligned to enlightened followers. My name is Edward Muhammad, and this is week 9 of our video segments entitled The Power of Decision Making. The Power of Decision Making. All of us are faced with decisions that we have to make every day in our lives. Everything from deciding what clothes we're going to put on for the day, all the way up to more significant challenges regarding our health, regarding our relationships, regarding our jobs, our careers, just an array of different things that we have to make decisions on every day. And what we have identified and what we've learned along our journey is that, well, just two things to start with. Number one, most of us don't like to make decisions, especially when they have the potential of a perceived negative outcome, right? So you are contemplating whether you should move into a new house. Then you start to weigh out the pros and cons. Okay, am I going to be able to afford it? Is it going to be the right neighborhood? Do I want to go through the trouble of packing and uprooting and moving into a new spot? And so all of that sometimes makes you decide to not decide, right? So you think about, you weigh out the pros and cons and the consequences, and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to even make that decision right now. You stay where you are, which stagnates your growth and stagnates your ability to expand, right? The second thing that we do a lot of times is that we decide or we make decisions out of alignment. When we're not in alignment, we make decisions from a misaligned position, meaning we make decisions out of a negative emotion, fear, anger, sorrow, sadness. A lot of times we experience things in life and they trigger negative emotions. And from that negative emotional standpoint, we act and we decide to do something, usually with negative consequences. You know, this is where we see crimes of passion take place, where someone feels like they've been wronged or something has happened, and the person lashes out and causes harm to themselves or to an individual that they love. So what happens when you make a decision? How is where does the power come from? How is power generated from your simple act of making a decision? Well, first of all, we want to remind you what we've been saying all of the time is that, you know, everything is energy. We are coming more into the awareness that everything is vibrational. We live in a physical world, but the greater portion of this world, and even us as physical human beings, is a vibrational, unseen force, right? So understanding that, and understanding that this universe responds to your vibration. It responds to the energy that you're emitting always, 24 hours, 7 days a week. And that in order for things to happen, in order for things to be created in this life, you have to make decisions. We all have to make decisions. This is how God demonstrates his power and his ability to create and his desire to expand through us, right? So I know this may sound a little funny, but if we don't make a decision, if we choose not to decide, we actually disempower God. We actually disempower his ability to create change in our lives and in this world. He, as awkward as this may sound, this universe, source, energy, the creator, your inner being is, I don't want to use the word dependent because that's not what I want to say, but your ability, your choice to make a decision is what brings change in this world. your ability to your decision to exercise a choice on something allows God to exercise His power through you, right? So the worst thing we can do is to not decide. The worst thing that we can do is to sit around and say, you know what, I'm just going to let things happen the way that they happen, and then respond to things after they happen. The second thing that we want to encourage people not to do is that we oftentimes make a decision and then go back and forth about the decision that we made. We make a decision and then we beat ourselves up about the decision that we made. So, again, the universe is responding to you, right? The universe is waiting on you to make more decisions, and then you make a decision, and then you generate or you split your energy by going back and forth or wavering on whether you made the right decision, or whether you made the wrong decision. The fact that you made the decision is more important than the outcome. I want to take a moment to reiterate that. The fact that you made the decision is more important than the outcome of the decision. Because a lot of times you can make a decision and it may or may not be, quote unquote, the wrong or right decision. But once you make the decision and then make, at that point, the conscious and deliberate choice to line up with your decision, meaning line your energy up with the decision, get enthusiastic about the decision, become inspired about the decision that you made, even if you have second thoughts about it, at that point it's done, right? And also remember that just because you made a decision doesn't mean that you can't make another decision. So waste no time wavering back and forth about whether you made the right decision or whether you made the wrong decision. The most important thing to do is to decide. Make a deliberate and conscious choice to decide something for yourself, right? So, and that's kind of what the takeaway is for this video segment. We want to encourage you. Number one, starting today, is definitely when you wake up in the morning and on through your week this week, to make more deliberate decisions. I don't care. It's not about how minor or major the decision is, because as far as the universe is concerned, nothing is minor or major. They're just decisions that you're making, and the universe is responding to your decisions based on the vibrational frequency that you're putting out, right? So we want to encourage you to make more decisions, especially and in particularly if there's something that you have been in a dilemma about, if there's something that you have been wavering about, contemplating. Take this opportunity now to empower yourself. Make the decision and watch what happens behind your choice. When you make the decision, watch what power is generated from your simple act of deciding that you're going to do something, right? So that's one takeaway. And the other takeaway is that, don't be overly concerned about the outcome of the decision. Don't be overly concerned about whether you made the right or wrong decision. Just go ahead and choose something that you want to make a decision on and decide. And the last thing is that let your decisions be your own. A lot of times people will well-meaning people will try to impart what they feel like is the best thing for you to do, right? And they don't have your vibration. They are not emitting the frequency that you're emitting. So they only can come in their advice to you from their perspective, which may not be from the perspective that you're coming from, right? So the best thing to do is to make your own decisions. Harness your own power through creating your own decisions. Don't even be so concerned about, again, whether they're right or wrong, but just deciding for yourself what it is that you want to do. There's a quote by Neil Donald Walsh, and he says, every decision you make, every decision, is not a decision about what to do. It's a decision about who you are. It is the purpose of your soul to announce and to declare, to be, to express, to experience, and to fulfill who you really are. That is the purpose of making decisions, and that is how you use your decision-making opportunities to empower yourself. Thank you so much for listening to this video segment. Please continue to support us via this YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our blogs that we put out every Sunday at aligntoenlighten.wordpress.com. And I leave you as I greeted you. Peace.